Jake, how did it feel just to get back out there? Obviously, had to have been tough for the first couple of games not to get in.
Yeah, no, it was definitely tough to have to sit on sidelines, but it was great to get out there and just contribute again and just be out there with my teammates, playing again in an in-game environment. It was good.
Have you been kind of shaking off rust the last two games, or has it been an acclimating process to get back to full strength? Or do you feel you are back there?
A little bit, but I think I'm right about there. Getting back to my old self. Bob said, you don't do anything for a little bit, but it's right there. So I'm not worrying about it too much.
What exactly did happen? We just saw you in practice one day, all of a sudden in a big brace.
Just a knee injury.
And was it in practice? But was it a team drill or a small? What exactly happened?
It was just a drill that some stuff got tweaked, but that was it, and it's not an issue anymore. So.
How to see Alec go out there? I know we asked you before the season, talking to him about improving as a receiver, and obviously he showed that in those games. What was it like seeing him do that?
It's good. It's always good seeing the tight ends, getting there and contributing, especially Alec, a guy who's worked his butt off, this off season to improve on that stuff. So it was really good.
I would assume you guys, joke with him at all about now being a pass catching tight end too?
There's a few jokes here and there in the meeting room with the guys, but nothing too much. We know what everyone's capable of. So
talk about the feeling of being out. You work all spring, all summer, and then right away early in fall camp you go down. How tough was that to have to deal with and rehab and stuff, and then have to miss those 2 games?
It sucks, having all that work kind of not that it went to waste because obviously it's still there, but just something that there's a mental toughness to it, to get through. And I was just working as hard as I could, doing everything trainers wanted me to do to get back as quickly as possible.
In the first game, you got some snaps, but not a ton. Obviously, a lot more in the last game. And so, were you kind of just easing your way back in? Are you 100% now, or?
Yeah, I feel 100%.
With you looking at New Mexico, what kind of stands out, and obviously, your previous 2 games against them have been pretty interesting ones too.
Yeah, obviously their offense, they offer a lot of things with triple option, but defensively they bring a lot of pressure, a lot of zero coverage, stuff like that. So we have to win our one-on-one battles and pick up the blitzes. That's stuff we're working at.
How big is you guys always focus on red zone and stuff like that? But you look back at that game last year, and you guys got in the red zone 6 times and you got scored twice out of it. How much of an emphasis is that this week, and thinking about it last year too?
Yeah, I think it's always an emphasis for us, and not that it was against New Mexico or whoever, but for us it was just not our standard of how we want to perform in the red zone. So it's something we worked on, it's something we've been working on, and something we're emphasizing this week and have been all year.
Just missing the first couple of games, what was it? What perspective did you gain, or was it different at all? Kind of just watching, those first couple of games. You gain anything from it at all?
Yeah, I think having to help the younger guys out a little bit, help me gain a different perspective of the offense. Having to teach someone, the way you kind of learn. There's always that kind of different learning curve and stuff. So that was definitely part of it, but. Just trying to be a supporter out there was the best thing, just be a teammate and, make sure everyone's, getting everything done and just be out there supporting guys.
You talk about maybe supporting, I know it's the guys on the other side of the ball, but you bring up the triple option, and it's been something that's kind of, they've had triple option teams who had success against your guys' defense over the last couple of years. How have you seen the guys on the other side of the ball kind of respond to the challenge this week and stopping the triple option?
Yeah, I think, they definitely, have a little chip on their shoulder from, the past experiences against it, and we have all the confidence in them in the world. And Coach Avalos, I know he'll have those guys dialed, so we're ready to see how defense performs.
What do you remember about that game last year? I know you mentioned the red zone, but 4 turnovers in that game too. You had so many chances, and then here it is, last play of the game. You guys still, were 3-4 yards away from actually getting it tied up.
Yeah, it was back and forth game. Had some missed opportunities, but that was last year's team, and this year's team, and so we're just focusing on New Mexico as a conference opponent. That's an opponent we need to beat to reach our goal of winning the Mountain West Championship.
After they won the game, they came back out and took a team picture on the blue to kind of commemorate their win. Did you hear about that or see the picture? And what did you guys kind of think about when you saw another team coming out and taking a picture on the blue field?
We heard about it at the time. It might have had us a little frustrated, but now I don't really care about it. It's this year, and so it's a new Boise State team versus a new New Mexico team, so we're going to go out there and play some good ball.
Can that be motivating, though? Thinking of the feeling when you saw that picture, and I guess just the feeling you had when you lost at home to them, is that motivating going into this week?
Obviously, but I think more of the motivation is this year we have very concise, set goals of winning the Mountain West Championship, and performing better in conference play, and they're an opponent in our conference, and so our goal is to beat them.
Were you on the field for that last play?
I was not. for the very last play, I wasn't.
From the sideline, how did that thing unfold?
It was just kind of like, I mean, we knew what was called, but not really sure how it was going to play out. And then it was like, holy crap, he's right there at the end zone, and it didn't turn out the way we wanted to, but it happens.
After the Washington State game, close games, you guys can probably look at it one of two ways. You can look at what you did right or look at what you did wrong. And Ben Weaver kind of came in and he said that football game was awesome. It was a close game. You guys won at the end and held on. How do you kind of look at close football games? And you've played some close football games with New Mexico over the last couple of years that have been they could be described as chaotic at times.
Yeah, well, I think it's, any competitor or football player, that's what you dream of is, those tight games where, every play really counts. And so, that we've had that against them these past 2 years, and, we know they're a great opponent. And so, we're ready for whatever happens on Friday to adjust to it.
You didn't line up to him in this most recent game because he's playing guard, but I'm sure time again you've been next to Mario, in different situations. What makes him kind of a special player on this team and a special guy?
I think, mentally, he's a really, really smart player, and, that helps a lot with, making calls on the O-line, and all that stuff is a big part of our scheme. You can't be stupid in playing this offense, and so, I think his ability mentally to, as a player is really huge.